Diamond mines, talking gorillas, open war, lasers, the CIA, Star Wars, balloons, and zombies. Yet Joe Don Baker, Tim Curry, and Ernie Hudson head up the unbelievable department. This is Congo on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. This is a podcast where we watch a bad movie and we talk about it for your enjoyment and ours. And I'm your host, Justin. Also, Sam and Jackie are here. They're cool. Yes, I heard someplace. The internet says you're cool. Jackie, cool. Pretty Jackie.
Trash can. Recycling Thursday.
Yeah, it is a walking trash can. Unfortunately, designed and programmed by
Stan Winston.
Stan Winston. Oh, no.
I think that the biggest problem, like, everything looks pretty good, sort of. The eyes are just the dead giveaway that it's not real. The eyes are...
Her face is just awful.
Yeah, the eyes are just like this dead thing.
It looks like one of those Showbiz Pizza or Chuck E. Cheese animatron characters.
Yeah, let's get Amy out of the way here. The sign language speaking gorilla, female gorilla, that has been brought in to the Americas to be taught sign language, like Diane Fossey type stuff.
Well, I think she's just like any other captive animal, kidnapped at youth, and then somewhere along the way, you have Dr. Ross or Elliot. Which one's which? Is the lady Ross or
the lady's Ross and
the guy's
Peter.
Peter Elliot.
Yeah.
So Dr. Elliot then finds out that she has the aptitude and capability of learning sign language.
Okay, so then he also makes a Nintendo Power Glove that translates her sign language into verbal communication.
Sure.
Yeah, but she's only using like 3 movements.
That's what my problem is if Stan Winston did everything else looks good, that her arm only moves up and down and points in her chest, yet she has a vocabulary of at least 300 to 500 sign language words.
When you're watching the movie, what you're hearing all these other things, but what you're seeing is shoulder, face, shoulder, face.
That's it.
Like, what?
Good job. No, this talking trash can stinks.
Which way do we go, Amy? Shoulder, face. Amy, the natives are after us. Where do we go? Face, shoulder, face.
It's like a cheat code to a video game.
Yeah, it's like Morse code. You just have to be on the other end with a pen and paper.
Face is 1, shoulder 0. It's all binary, and you need some super genius to program Amy talk.
Exactly. That's why Grant Heslov's there. Token, not white guy, sort of. I guess he's kind of white.
Yeah, he's pretty white. So the plot of the film basically is everybody that stars in this film, except for Amy and I guess Peter, have ulterior motives to the delivery of Amy back to her mountain home in the Congo.
Yes.
I kind of thought that she was going there to teach the other gorillas how to speak sign language. But then he was going to bring her back because the old man he's having lunch with on campus says, I'm not going to fund an expedition for you to return her to the wild.
No, I think that you can't return Amy to the wild. I'm sorry, animal rights and all that sort of stuff.
Sure.
But I know how shitty people are. Even the scientists, you can't make an omelet without cracking some eggs. And I think Amy is one of those eggs that, sorry, you don't get to go home, kid.
Oddly enough, one of the things that explains that subplot in the book is just what Jackie stumbled upon. They're trying to see whether Amy's going to be able to teach sign language to other apes.
Right.
Because
so there's
they
an
can't
actual study in the book where they just sort of gloss right over the top of that.
Now, what would be the point of that?
Yeah, why not just go to the fucking zoo?
Yeah, it'd be easier that way.
Yeah.
It's hard to get apes to breed in captivity.
Also, according to this film, Amy's pretty much done. Like, yes, she is an amazing creature that we would study for gorilla intelligence, but not necessarily because of the power glove, because it seems like the power glove is built and can be marketed at any point in time so that deaf people can speak to non-sign language users, as demoed by Peter's character in the university.
Exactly.
You got your funding, buddy. You're done.
It doesn't have anything to do with. It's more to do with sign language than simple primates.
Right.
And plus, I mean, shoulder, face. That's what the guy said too.
Now, I have a question about the validity of this movie, and not so much the validity of this movie, because this was in 1995, and when did Crichton write this book?
80.
So science necessarily hadn't caught up to the concept of Amy speak. But we have Amy speak today?
I thought that he wasn't. The truth was stranger than fiction. There, I thought they'd already taught apes sign language by the time he wrote the novel.
No. I'm not talking about Amy. I'm talking about the Power Glove. Could we have a gyroscopic glove machine that would translate sign language signals into
I'm sure they have
language?
Something like it.
You'd think that would be like, because your fucking Nintendo can see and judge fiddly motions from your hands and arms while you're playing bowling, per se. Why not do this? Why don't we have that? Why can't I go to Best Buy and pick up the Amy Nintendo Power Glove?
Its usefulness is fairly limited.
Well, I don't know about that. If you're fucking deaf, I'd say it's pretty goddamn useful, Sam.
Sure.
Well, you'd have to have two.
Well,
because sometimes they use both hands when they're signing.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
So you'd have to have two power gloves.
Then you get a buy one, get the second one, 40% off or
They
something.
probably just come in a pack.
And then you have computer speakers on your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got there's guys walking around New York, Sam, with those big boom boxes on their shoulder, and then they put down some cardboard and do the breakdancing. What's the difference? Because this is 1980.
Well, the thing is if it works, the problem why it doesn't happen is because the autocorrect from the phone.
Oh, right.
Because it's going to do that when you're signing at the grocery store, and the clerk's like, that'll be $12.17, and instead of thank you, it says, fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Eat shit and jump up a hill. What? that is even a phrase. And you're trying to backtalk in sign language and explain what's going on, but it just keeps fucking you over and over again.
And it just keeps saying, shoulder, face.
shoulder, face, eat shit and die.
All right, let's talk about some rounders here. We got Laura Linney, who plays Dr. Kara Ross, and she is a former CIA operative of some degree. She could be just an analyst, but at some point she worked for the CIA.
Yes.
And now she works for Travelcom as what?
I am not sure.
What is her job title?
Well, scientist.
If I was, yes, she is a doctor of communication.
Okay.
If I was to guess what she does by her appearance and her demeanor, is she's an undercover secret agent posing as a soccer mom.
Oh, okay. All right. Working for the CIA or Travelcom?
For Travelcom.
Okay, and so she goes to soccer matches to see
if she needs to kick anyone's head clean off.
Okay, all right. Travelcom's got deep investments. They got a lot of money riding on the 8-year-old soccer tournaments.
Yeah, they had some tech in the minivans.
She does not fit the mold of a CIA operative, that is for sure.
No, and whoever's doing the hair didn't do her any favors except for in 2 scenes.
Well, you know what's funny is because her character, her not necessarily her backstory and her definition, but she resembles Laura Dern's character a lot in Jurassic Park. But for some reason, the same goofy soccer mom thing really works for Laura Dern, but not so much for Laura Linney.
Yeah, the apparel and what they've done to make her look, yes, does very much look like the Laura Dern thing, but then the character itself is this, get out of the way, I'm gonna whip your ass.
I am going to fuck everything up. She is a woman of action.
She's a one-woman wrecking ball.
I like her in this movie.
Dr. Kara Ross versus Chuck Norris in any film. Who wins?
Chuck Norris, duh.
Okay, all right. She's not quite up to Chuck.
Yeah.
If she has the laser gun, it's all bets are off.
All right. Laura Linney with a laser gun versus Mike Banning in his hands.
Oh, she's going down. Because he's just going to dodge the laser gun.
She seems like no nonsense. She doesn't let people get, it's not like she's going to monologue or anything. She might just start pulling the trigger. You never know.
I think that she's looking down one direction like, I'm going to fucking blow this guy fucking away. And then he comes up from behind her and snaps her neck because she's never going to even see him coming. So, yes, if he was to be stupid enough to face the laser, she might win. But that's just Banning knows, dude.
Well, perhaps she isn't Danton or Banning or any number of Chuck Norris characters.
Banning would, or Danton would come up at her feet from underground, even if she was on concrete. He would have built a trap of concrete underneath the concrete and just grabbed her and pulled her.
I think what would really happen is that he would show up in his cutoffs and she would get a little hot and he would get a little, and then there wouldn't be any. The only casualties would be their privates.
That's a good summary because I think that's Dan's secret weapon is the cutoffs for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna ask if she has pet insurance, and she's like, "No." Well, that's too bad because your pussy's about to get smashed.
Oh my god!
Here comes Snakey.
Saw that on the internet.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Then we got Ernie Hudson, who is also Action Man, but I think he's just a travel guide.
He's a safari guy.
He's a dapper, British, not British sometimes guy.
Yeah, but
He's extremely polite.
I think his actual job title is for hire safari guide.
I think so.
He's just there. It seems like Joe Pantaleone sets him up like, oh, you don't want that other guy. I fired him. I've got this safari guide. Because he's basically also Robert Muldoon from Jurassic Park.
Pretty much.
Yeah. He's over the top, for sure. Then we got Joe Don Baker, who is the CEO of Travelcom, who has found his company in a precarious situation because Travelcom is a satellite communication company, is my understanding.
Yes.
But satellite communication, he sees the writing on the wall that in 3 years, his company is going to be upside down because nobody wants satellite comms. It's all going to be telegraphs, I guess.
But I think that they're going to go back to the big giant cable that was under the ocean.
Oh, yeah, that could be. That was a much more efficient means of communication than bouncing signals off at the speed of light wherever you want on the planet.
It's like 1995. We've reached the techno limit on satellites.
The pinnacle. We can't figure out another use for satellites ever. They have served their purpose. Dunzo. Unless we turn them into space lasers.
Maybe. We're also looking at asparagus sculptures.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
God. Oh, man. That's a real brain buster. We should get one of those panels. We should bring in like some fat white ladies and maybe a sassy Mexican and bounce those two ideas off of them and see which they prefer, space lasers or asparagus statues.
Nobody likes asparagus statues.
Okay, we're going with the space lasers.
All right, fine.
It was a good attempt, but yeah, I mean, they're fucking lasers in space, dude.
Just had it in the notebook. Just throwing ideas out there.
I understand.
Seeing whether spaghetti sticks to the wall, right?
Oh, sticky wall spaghetti. We could try that.
I think that it all sticks.
All right, well, you eat the spaghetti off the wall instead of space lasers.
All right.
No,
still space lasers.
Space lasers.
Man, those are hard
God
to beat.
damn it.
Okay. Then we've got, who else? Tim Curry, of course, whose character's name is, go ahead, I want Jackie to try first.
My name is Rufioso Jabuljabar.
Okay, Rufioso Jabuljabar.
Hello, I am Harakanun Harakanurs.
I don't know what his fucking name is. Your turn.
No,
you don't get to look it up.
I know what it is. It's Herkimer Holmolka.
I traveled the world doing good.
He's ex-Romanian, which I guess would mean he's Romanian. because I don't know what ex-Romanian is. I guess he just lives in Africa now on that.
I guess.
It means he's been exiled.
Now, I know what his motivation in the film is, but what was he doing prior to the Great Adventure of Congo?
Asking people for change.
Yeah, I think so.
His appearance at the seminar is more than dubious and advantageous at the same time.
Yeah, right.
I think he has 2 outfits. Safari hunter outfit and a nice suit. But he's working at Pizza Hut part-time.
If that. He might panhandle before going to actual work, Jackie.
I think that he's probably in the business of romancing the very older women.
Well,
yeah.
maybe a dirty, rotten scoundrel.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Maybe he pretends to be the Baron of Romania or
Sure.
something, and maybe his name is actually Steve Johnson, Chicago. But he made up this elaborate character named Hermarka Halmaka and Baron of Romania so that he can hustle ladies, so that he can travel around the world buying up trinkets that may or may not lead to treasure.
Exactly.
That ring he had was stupid. It was like one of those flexi band old style watches that you put on when you were a kid.
Like
and that all your parents had.
The snap wrist thing? What are you talking about?
No, like the expandy band watches. They were metal, but then they had elastic in them. So when you pulled on them, so it looked like a full on band.
Uh-huh.
But then when you took it off,
Yeah. Okay. The old people watch.
yeah, the old people watch.
All right, fair enough.
See, I think this guy is just an interesting character because he's, let's say he is the guy that is sleeping with the elderly women and stealing their jewels.
Uh-huh.
He's tripping over dollars trying to pick up nickels.
He is Steve Martin at the beginning of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah.
He has he knows what he wants. He just has no ability to decide on how to get it.
Well, let's think about it. So he's stealing these lavish jewels
Mhm.
in order to go onto a quest for uncut diamonds. He's given up. He's probably spent a large fortune trying to make a small fortune.
It seems like he's burned all his bridges. He has $0 to his name.
Yeah.
And he spent the last of the fortune he stole from the Madame Bolgia in Swiss Monaco to get to the conference about Amy's Nintendo Power Glove.
Yes, exactly.
Now he's destitute. He's got one shot. My last con, sneaking onto an airplane.
This is the asshole that has stolen the Pink Panther and then pawned it in order to find something possibly better.
Yeah, or the Maltese Falcon.
Exactly. Just what a jackass.
Treasures of the Sierra Madrid.
Oh.
Who else we got? Dylan Walsh, who is Peter, the wrangler of Amy. Not a lot to say about Dylan Walsh. His character is pretty milquetoast.
Yeah, he was not the right one for this film.
Okay. Oh, you would have preferred Bruce Campbell, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
But then he would have had to have been so, like, more than what the character is in this movie.
Yes, of course. Laura Linney would have gotten completely distracted by, again, not necessarily Danton, the Jaw, and she would have lost all interest in lasers and her job. She just would have been like, put babies inside me,
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
Where are we headed? Hold on, I've got this map here. It shows us how to get to Pound Town.
Yeah, so that's as much as we got on Dylan Walsh. She's no Bruce Campbell.
Not at all.
1-star review of Dylan Walsh. So, should we get into this?
Yeah, is anybody else we would mention? It's like
Grant Heslov's in it.
yeah, and we've mentioned
Delroy
him, and
Lindo's
then
in it.
You got all these other guys: Delroy Lindo, Joe Pantoliano, John Hawkes. They show
John
up,
Hawkes, yeah.
but they don't have enough. It's like we just talk about him when we get there because it's like, hey, here's a guy that's had a lead before, and he's gonna get misused right now.
The movie opens on not the Congo. What?
Yeah,
The Serengeti Desert.
they just kept putting in these shots of the Serengeti all the way through here. Like the beginning, you kind of forgive it, like, okay, maybe they got to hike in from the Serengeti. I don't think so. I don't think they
We'll
do.
get to that.
I think that you can get closer.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But later on in the movie, they're actually in the jungle, and there's a B shot of the Serengeti.
Right.
Like, oh, you just went
Just right over there.
like 2,000 miles south and came back for a shot. Okay.
And of course, as everything was after The Lion King, it's all Muka chaga kuka kachaga muma chaba baba bajuba is background music, because
Well, yeah, and the sun's rising.
oh yeah,
Or setting. I can tell.
must be young no.
See, I blame Paul Simon.
Oh, that could be too.
Because that was before The Lion King.
Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes.
Yeah.
Man. That fucker and his genius music ability.
Genius.
So there's some sciencey guys on a trek up Mount Bukando that is also a very alive volcano. Not dormant, not extinct, active, I would say, ready to pop at any point in time. You need to get fucking either, well, let's just get James Bond down here and to look at these rocks because this thing's going to pop.
James Bond knows when volcanoes are going to go off?
Yeah, he picks up a rock and sticks it next to his ear, and it's warm, so he says, Linda Hamilton, it's gonna pop.
Oh, that was a reach.
Yeah, well,
sorry,
all right, fine.
James Bond. Because I have to think of 8 other guys who have played James Bond before my brain goes naturally to Pierce Brosnan. You're like, James Bond. What?
Well, not him. There's no joke there.
I'm even taking Lazenby first, so he's number 4.
He's got a lot of guts.
Yeah,
doesn't line up with volcanoes. Yeah, so they shouldn't be there, but they're going up the mountain to find diamonds, I guess. I don't know. They're TravelCom employees.
I had no idea what they were doing up there. Not unless they were looking for the city of Zurg.
Zurg. The Zurg from
What
StarCraft.
what was it?
Zinj.
Zinj. Oh yeah, I was close.
The city of Zilch.
Yeah.
Like the plot.
Right.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I did not get why they were out there.
Well, they set up camp and they call into Laura Linney, who is at TravelCom headquarters in Houston. And Aval, when you go into the comm room of TravelCom, the satellite communications room, which is basically just like something you would find on the Death Star. Like, why is this room like this?
It's a secret room where you go to
It's
take
a
your secret phone calls.
Secret room where satellite communications happen for a satellite communication company. You need to get into this room with voice password.
Yeah.
Which is Rudy.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's Rudy.
I don't know.
Rudy. Okay.
I thought he typed in a number.
No.
You
You don't remember Rudy?
I do, but I just thought he was making fun of himself like he was a slave.
What does Rudy have to do with a slave?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you missed out on that. No, that's the voice command to get in. Voice coded satellite communication room. Now, if you have to, if only specific people can go into the SATCOM room, how does this company make any goddamn money?
It seems like only this guy can get in and out because he's the guy that changes the password every 3 hours.
Right.
According to his own dialogue.
I don't get it. Okay.
Well, they don't want people running up the phone bill.
Beyond,
they had a problem with
They're
it.
the SATCOM company.
No,
that is
not
exactly what they want. That's
not
how
at
they
work.
make money.
Not at work, Justin. Barbara was calling Mexico to the psychic hotline down there because she got a hot tip on a pony race, and it ended up costing the company like $10,000 with as much as she called over the last 6 months.
And then you that's what you do is you sell satellite communications time. That's the only way you make money as a satellite.
But she was doing it on company time,
Then you
Justin.
bill her. You bill her. And also, guess what? You provide the satellite, so you wouldn't lose any money at all by her using that.
What if she was using the landline and dialing 10-10-321?
Ooh. That was a thing that six people will remember.
Yeah, I got it.
What was 10-10-321?
Let's not spend any time on it.
Was that the party hotline?
Sort of.
No.
Anyways, Bruce Campbell, the head of the expedition up Mount Macondo, has reached out and said, hey, by the way, I'm handsome. And second of all, I found laser diamonds. Laser juice.
It was
juice to run the lasers.
He has like
A
little
tic tac thing.
a glow stick or something,
Uh-huh.
and then he calls it like blue something diamond
Uh-huh.
dust or shit. So like the diamonds they're looking for, are like the blue Danube diamonds or some
Okay,
fucking
right.
thing. I don't
Uh-huh.
know, but there is a specific diamond there, I guess.
Okay. And he just found it on the ground and plugged it in the laser and says, "Hey, check this out." Bzzz, and starts zapping shit.
Blows
Works
up
pretty good.
a plant for no reason.
Maybe you should pack it up and come home, because it seems like you got what we were looking for, the diamonds. This 3-man expedition team aren't going to be the force that we need to export all of the diamonds out of this country. I would just put that one in your pocket as a proof of concept. Come home, hey, check this out, Jodan Baker. Fucking lasers.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Well,
but
the way
anyways,
that he seems with Laura Linney is that he only needs one fucking diamond to make this thing happen.
right.
So they had that at the beginning.
Correct.
Why did they go back in?
Well, because his dumb fucking friend's like, "Hey, check this out. Dive into this lake with me, and over here's a secret temple." Ooh. So they find the secret temple, which is the lost city of Zinj. They don't know that. And then they get eaten. End of scene. And Bruce Campbell.
Yep.
Thanks
Yeah.
for showing up, Bruce.
It took the first time I saw this, I was in disbelief for about 5.5, maybe 6 minutes. Where I'm like, he's coming back, right?
Mm-mm.
No, you did what? What'd you just do? You can't put him on TV and then kill him and not have him in the rest of the movie.
Yeah, you've seen him before.
This is the
Right?
height of Bruce Campbell.
This is his.
This is when he's hot.
That is,
This is right after Briscoe, right after Army of Darkness. This is the guy you need leading your movie if this fucking thing is your movie.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay, bye, Bruce. Back in Houston, Jodan Baker's super pumped because now he's got the laser juice that he's been looking for. And so he goes into the secret comm room and calls them up again. And this time they've got an automated camera that can scan around, and everybody at camp is quite dead.
Extremely dead.
Gruesomely dead.
And then some
It looks like
gorillas-
hamburger meat with some blood on it.
Yeah, and then some gorillas attack the camera. What the fuck was that? Shit! Ah!
I can't even understand what he's saying like
No,
half the time.
Jodan Baker,
He does not enunciate.
man, if this character was alive, he's not going to make it. Dude, his blood pressure is way too high.
He must, in real life, Jodan Baker just sits in a chair and meditates all day.
Mhm.
And then they just sort of like, well, we haven't bothered him in 3 days. Let's open the door. And then he just comes out.
Just get it on camera. Whatever happens, just put a camera in front of him, and that's what we're using for the movie.
Get him in a plaid button-up shirt. It'll fit as whatever. Hand him a 9-iron or a pitching wedge and have him start yelling.
Okay, let's go ahead and address this now. Who's more dangerous, the gorillas in this film or Jodan Baker on coke?
I'm going with Jodan Baker on coke because that means unpredictability. At least the monkeys only attack when you're getting close to their shit.
Yeah, right.
I don't even really think that Jodan Baker needs the coke.
Right, just straight up Jodan.
Yeah, like if they, at the end of the movie, wasn't these things, it was Jodan Baker, you'd be like, well, you're fucked.
He's a loose cannon.
Oh,
He
yeah.
smashes up his own fucking shit with a fucking 9-iron in here because he's losing it.
He never had it to lose.
I don't know how this guy became the head of a CEO of a global space laser company. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. But anyways, so he's out of control, and he's like, if I don't get those goddamn lasers, my company's gonna fall apart and fucking shit, and goddamn it, I don't even care about humankind at all. I just want to make space lasers, so get in there, Laura Linney!
You did great in Panama.
Did he say that?
Yep. What do you think happened in Panama, Jackie?
That I was going to ask that later. Yeah, I'm thinking it was a sex ring type thing.
She reached down in between her legs, eased the seat back. She's running, I'm running, right behind me. Panama?
I know.
Fucking Halen, man? Dude,
Yeah.
you guys suck.
Well, Well, you sang the only part of the song I know.
There you go. Well, no, there's Panama.
Panama.
Yeah, there's that part.
Yeah, she rocked out, did a bunch of blow, and banged David Lee Roth.
And then killed 87 Colombians.
Correct.
In a matter of seconds.
Yeah, I had to get the Coke for Joe Don Baker.
Yeah, she bought it from Eddie Van Halen. There you go. It all comes back to Chomps, really.
That Chomps was the front for Joe Don Baker and Eddie Van Halen's cocaine. Valley Bertinelli was just the face.
Robot dog.
That's why
Robot gorilla.
Isn't Bayo in that?
Scott Baio? No, that's Zapped.
Oh yeah, so there you go.
So he's going to send her into the Congo to get the fucking equipment and the diamond. Her. By herself. Okay. Sounds good. We meet Amy and Grant Heslov and Dylan Walsh, and they've got this set up someplace, the science, I don't know, it's like a fucking monkey cave, basically, where they live. And she's got paintings on the wall that she's made, and spoiler alert, she's painting her home. She wants to go home, because, yeah. And so he brings in Amy to this demo of the sign language machine, and everybody's fucking nipples get hard once she starts talking. And Tim Curry's there going, exactly what I've been looking for. Now, how the fuck does he know anything? Up to now, his motivation has been, I am fleecing elderly women with this fake Romanian Borat character so that I can save up enough money to go to the secret city of Zinj because I found a ring in a pawn store that has an eye on it, and that must be the clue that leads to the secret city of Zinj. What the fuck am I doing at this monkey conference?
And how many of these did he go to?
Yeah.
Why would he go to any of them?
So there's supposed to be some way that he knows about Amy's drawings of the eye.
Right. That's eventually revealed.
But I don't know, like, other than that, what he's just cruising for wealthy donors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He just hits up these events all the time, tries to
charity babes, like soiree, what are those called when you gala ladies?
Gala, yeah. No, so he's got the rule.
Mm-hmm.
If it's under a 4-inch brooch, not even worth pursuing.
Not a chance, man. I'm not slinging no lines of that cheap shit.
Size matters, ladies.
Wonder if he misjudged, though, and got a cubic zirconian one.
Ooh. Oh.
That would suck.
So he's all in. He wants Amy for himself, or he wants her to lead him to the secret city of Zinj, because he knows everything. Peter realizes that Amy wants to go home as well, so he's all in. And he's like, how are we going to get her there? Well, Hercula Humula is going to pay for the trip, quote, unquote. So they go to the airport, and it turns out he doesn't have any money, the Hercula Huckamagala. It's $56,000 to fill up the plane, and he's got $0.
Yeah, well, he had enough to rent the plane and the pilots, just not the fuel, I guess. It's a little shy.
Well, Laura Linney's there, and she's like, I need to go on this trip that I would have had zero way of knowing about that was even going to exist. I can't take a commercial flight and then rent a safari crew, even though I work for a company that has got unlimited funds, and also I'm an ex-CIA operative, so I probably have connections all over the fucking planet. I need to hop a ride on your guys' junk jet and hope that you're going to where I'm going.
Yeah. So, well, she can't get into the region without a scientific reason, I guess.
I'm pretty sure she could figure it out.
She is a scientist.
She's also like in the top 10 of most kick-ass people in movies that we've reviewed. She could probably just punch her way into the Congo.
Yes. But they need her because she's like, well, I'll pay for your gas. She's given the old ass, gas, or grass thing.
She says
she's got the ass and the grass.
The
gas.
I think if anyone's given ass, she's going to be the one taken.
She's taking ass.
she's like, all right, I gave up the gas. Who's giving up the ass? Grant Heslov's giving up the ass.
Amy isn't much of a fan of Dr. Kara. ugly woman.
Sure.
This is when I start to kind of enjoy the Amy a little bit. Like, you know what, Amy? You're okay. You're all right with me.
Oh.
Yeah. She also orders a martini mid-flight. Later on the flight, Dr. Kara asks Peter why he would teach Amy how to speak. She doesn't get it at all. And
No.
he slings something about like, well, teach is not a question of why. It's teaching is a question of you should always. There's no personal gain for it. You just do it. Said one doctor to another fucking doctor.
I'm going to paraphrase this conversation between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yeah, capitalism, where's my money, bitch? And he's all, ooh, Tennessee Williams, Nietzsche. And then they fucking agree to disagree. It's so stupid.
Then they land in Central Africa. They're picked up by Joe Pantaleone. He's like, hey, I fired your guy, and I got this other guy. And there's some heavy shit going on down at the airport. We don't even know where this is. It just says Central Africa. But there's a revolution going on. The president is trying to get exploded by the rebels, and the rebels are saying, rah! And they decide to have World War at the airport.
The president's doing laps around the airport in his Mazda by himself. The car blows up. I guess he's not in it.
He's not in it.
What?
Why are you...
That was the president's car. Was it? Why was it doing laps around the airstrip?
Why is it parked in the runway?
He's going for his best time. In a Mazda.
Right. You have a strange country.
Yeah.
So Ernie Hudson is their new guide, and he is already like dialing it to 12. He is giving it a go from the get-go. He hijacks a truck so that they can escape the airport. Like, hi, I'm your guide. Give me this gun. Hey, you give me that truck. Everybody in the back, we're getting out of here. Even though the gate is right, the guarded gate is just right, like, over there.
Oh, yeah. Everyone can see everything.
Uh-huh.
The president's car just blew up 20 feet away.
Correct.
He's hijacking a truck. There's guys just running around willy-nilly.
Uh-huh.
And then he also has to have a plant, too, for the driver.
Right.
So he's like, you, run away. All right, you, plant, get in here, drive the truck. All right, we're good. My plan worked perfectly.
Guide us out of here and past the checkpoint at the airport with undercover talk. And it works.
Perfectly.
Okay. It should be also noted that Amy also likes cigars. She steals one from Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, she's got vices.
Mm-hmm. And so they get to someplace where they meet Delroy Lindo, who is the captain of the revolutionaries, I think.
No, I believe he's the general of the incumbent regime.
Okay.
Because they tried to blow up the president and they didn't,
Uh-huh.
so things are getting hot.
What do they need from him?
Safe passage.
Yeah, he pretty much caught them. And so now...
Oh, they don't go to meet him? They get nabbed?
They get nabbed.
Yeah, they get nabbed.
Okay, all right. I missed that.
He blackmails them.
You give me money, I'll let you keep going.
He also goes on this weird thing about sesame cake.
Well, he wants them to eat the sesame cake because they've got cash. But for whatever reason, he just is at the meeting too.
Uh-huh.
But they've got a history, I guess. And so Laura Linney and Ernie Hudson won't eat the cake. But he loves cake.
Mm.
He starts eating it. He's like, do not eat my cake.
Put that sesame cake down. Maybe it's because Makalaka seduced Delroy Lindo's wife as well. You know,
maybe it was just Delroy Lindo dressed up like his wife. And there's, he didn't call back. There was a seafood dinner. It's very compromising situation.
And their favorite meal together that they used to share was sesame cake. And now it's just a big slap in the face.
He's like, doesn't that taste like the tears of a grown man? No, it tastes like sesame cake. I hate you.
Give me back my money and my heart.
I'm just sitting here trying to absorb this whole conversation, and it's playing in my head, and I'm thinking, yeah, that could totally happen.
In this movie, it could have happened.
Yeah. and it would have been super creepy.
He also calls him a bag of shit. So they get their clearance. They get to go past the border into Tanzania. Now, I want to break this down.
Sure.
They land in Central Africa,
Yeah.
which means they drove from Central Africa, wherever that may be, to Tanzania, which is East Africa, so that they can take a fucking plane back into Central Africa where the Congo's at.
I don't know.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Doesn't the Congo jungle though it's like a strip all the way across the Congo?
No, back in the day when it was Zaire, is huge. It's like the biggest fucking part of Central Africa.
Yeah.
It is. If they go to Central Africa, they landed in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which was at Zaire at that point in time. Why did the God?
I don't. Well, they're apparently not geologists or geography experts, I guess.
Geographists.
Cartographists. Cartographs.
I don't know. I was just thoroughly confused the
Mammogram.
whole time about where the hell they were.
Their trip route is so dumb. They take even without the geography, they take a plane to a car to a plane.
Yeah. It's a. If you were to have like one of those map sequences in this movie, it would be the comedy one where like the plane does a bow tie and a smiley face, and then it ends up 3 miles from where the whole trip started.
Absolutely. It doesn't make any sense. So they cross the border into Zaire, which is also in its own super conflict, I guess, because there's just missile guerrillas down on the ground who fucking hate DC-10s.
Oh yeah, I mean, why not shoot $4 million missiles at $8,000 planes all fucking day?
All fucking day. And also, if you know that there's missile problems and you're in a fucking plane, it's not like you're in a chopper where you have to fly so low. Like, oh, we're running a rescue op. Black Hawk down, Stinger missiles on the roof. You can fly that fucking plane at high altitude. Like, get up to 20,000 feet, you stupids. Why are you flying it at 700 feet within fucking missile range?
Because Laura Linney wouldn't be able to shoot the
No, I get it from
flare gun.
I get it from a plot device standpoint, but it doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense to show that she is a smart as a whip, kick-ass lady.
The pilot, you go to the pilot and you're like, hey, I need you to take a special route because we need to demo to Amy that Laura Linney can think on her feet when it comes to missile attacks.
Yeah.
I think you just answered your own question. The pilot. The pilot's Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, so he's drunk.
He's drunk. He thinks his mustache can dodge missiles, and so he's just fucking tree-topping it like a fucking freewheeling dickhead. That's the answer.
He's got 2 martinis, escaping.
Yeah.
He just came from Jurassic World, and he's like, hey, man, this is better. I'll take missiles over fucking T-Rexes any day.
Why not? He wears Hawaiian shirts because when you get ketchup and mustard all over him, you can't tell.
Jimmy Buffett, greatest Michael Crichton cameo actor of all time.
He looked ridiculous. He looked like a ringmaster for the circus.
Oh, absolutely. He needs a whip and a chair. Anyways. So, sure enough, they get missile shot at him. And Dr. Kara and Ernie Hudson shoot flares at it. And it works. The missiles shoot out or fly off and hit the flares because they're hot. I have no problem with that now that you explained it to me, Sam, that would work.
Yeah, that's all countermeasures are on a plane.
Right, chaff. The problem is that when they shoot these out of the side of the fucking plane, the flares go straight across from the plane as if the plane is not moving.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I also like that after she does it, he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then they have like this, they're like spooning and shooting at the same time.
Like when butt rockers do the double guitars hugging each other's hips.
Yep.
Yeah, we're rocking with flare guns. How many fucking flares do they have on this goddamn plane?
I think you only get like 2 per case, right?
I would assume like 2 flares at most are in any standard place where you might need a flare.
Because the case wasn't that big.
No, it's like fucking Chuck Norris levels of unlimited ammo for flares. It seems like they're having fun. Like, Paul!
I think if you're on the ground, because Buffett's flying slow and low enough that you fire your stinger and you can see into the plane, and there's like some lady dressed like a soccer mom just shot our missile out of the air. Don't shoot any more missiles at that one.
They're up there playing duck hunt with our fucking $5 million missiles.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Fuck that plane. Let's get the next one.
I think we can let this one go.
They're like, we'll get it on the way back.
And then they take like a 10-minute break from missiles, allowing everybody to get into parachutes, chuck all their fucking gear out of the plane, and jump out. And then the plane flies for like a long fucking time before a missile finally hits it.
Autopilot.
Not to mention they shot like 5 missiles before they even got to the flare guns that didn't even come close to this thing.
Well, usually they don't miss that much. So they were like, oh, fuck, Steve, go get the spare missiles.
Spare missiles.
Yeah, they were in the back of the truck because they were like, they didn't want to unload them that day because, usually they get the first 5 planes that try to come by and then their shift's over. They
must also be flying at like 60 miles per hour because this sequence goes on for a long time. It appears that there is just a line of missile men in Zaire, like just the straight border of missile guys.
Absolutely.
And they're flying right down that fucking deadly path.
It's the whole country is just guys with Stinger missiles. I'm going to burn a question here.
What's your primary export? Explosions.
Awesome. When they're jumping out of the plane, because get a parachute, it's time to jump out of the plane. And Peter's like, no, we're staying. And it's like, why? The pilot and the co-pilot jumped out first. Where's Jimmy Buffett going?
Yeah, both the pilots just kind of fuck off.
They are clearly not from the place where they're flying over. I also am to infer that they are not men of action in the same way that Ernie Hudson might be. Probably not as connected. They're just junk plane flyer guys. They're not paid enough for this.
So I think what happens is they bail out. They're the first ones out so they can be closest to the guys that are shooting the missiles. They make their way back to the guys shooting the missiles, and then they tabulate the score.
What's the score?
Well, it took 6, 7, 8 missiles before you actually shot the plane down. So that's actually like a 7-1 split this time around, say.
Oh, so it's all just a big fucking game.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden that basically means that those guys owe Buffett like $500 in straight cash.
Yeah, and a new plane.
Well, he's gonna he'll get the plane for next.
Don't worry about that. It's totally worth the $500. I'll get another plane.
They're not his planes. Well, you don't play with your own planes. That'd be fucking stupid.
They're
gonna get blown up.
Yeah, you have the government confiscate some for you, and then you use those planes.
All right, see you guys in a week when I get a new fucking heap of shit flying around.
Oh, weak shit. They're gonna fucking bust him out there and see you in 3 hours, Pete. All right. See you, Jimmy. Love what you've done with your stash. How much wax are you using?
Boy. Okay, so they go for a hike and they set up camp, and Ernie Hudson confronts Tim Curry that he knows about his secret plan to enter the lost city of Zinj, and that's all he's in it for. Big deal. I got my own motivations. That's cool, bro. Dr. Kara calls Jodan Baker back at base, and he's like, hey, we broke down the video of that guerrilla attack, and there's some nasty guerrillas coming your way. Watch out. Mid-conversation, though, yeah. Amy knocks over the fucking comm leak. Jodan Baker loses his fucking shit again.
Well, it looks the same. It's just like flash of an ape.
I fucking hate apes. And, of course, their equipment's ruined, so they can't call back to base. So they trek some more. They have some troubles. The guy sets up a tent in a river. It doesn't work out.
They have air conditioners.
Yeah, they have air conditioners.
Portable air conditioners.
They're
like this, about the size of a car battery.
That's one of my favorite parts of the movie is when they're throwing the tents out all fast, and she's like, you've got air conditioners. Is that too much? He's like, shit, no, I'll take an air conditioner. It's like, Ernie Hudson, yeah, I do take an air conditioner. I would take an air conditioner. Fuck it if you got them.
These guys seem like they're they're not cut out for what they're attempting to do. Like, they came too much like they're going camping.
Yeah.
Out at like a neighborhood lake, and they're going to drink 50 Miller Lights and play some poker or something.
Mm-hmm.
They're on vacation.
I have never brought an air conditioner camping.
No, they're on a pleasure cruise, Jackie. This is how Gilligan got started. Too much luxury.
Do you think they gave Amy an air conditioner?
Fuck no, she's a goddamn chimp.
Yeah, but she's
assholes.
used to luxury now, having lived in the city.
They did ask. They were like, Amy, would you like an air conditioner? Shoulder, face. I think that means no. I'm not sure.
Ugly lady.
Peter gets a leash on his junk. That's kind of not fun.
That was really dumb.
It was super dumb.
It was supposed to be funny, but he's not a funny guy.
No. Then some natives visit. Very Crocodile Dundee-esque here. But they have found a dead guy with a symbol on his chest that they show to be TC, which stands for Travelcom. So they found one of Bruce Campbell's crewmen.
Mm-hmm.
And so they lead them to a ritual that is taking place where the soul of the dead guy has escaped, and so they're trying to bring the soul back to his body.
Yep. Just coax it back in there.
And
this was terribly offensive.
So let me get this straight. Let me just break this down. This is what they do every time they find a dead guy. Anytime somebody dies, they believe that his soul is out wandering around doing whatever, and so they have to bring it back to his body so that X? What's X?
I don't want
wakes
my
up.
soul to be hanging out in my body after I die. It's going to stink in there after a while.
I think you're dealing way too much with the physics of this, and rather than and then what?
You wake up.
So everybody in this village after they die becomes a zombie?
No, because there's different levels of dead. He's not dead. He's comatose, so they're...
He's frozen in fear.
So they haven't figured out what pulses are.
I
They
think
didn't touch him. They just put a line around his body, like in CSI crime scenes.
So if they see a guy napping out in the woods, or maybe passed out from too much martinis, per se, they're going to assume that he is dead.
Then they're going to dance and make noise until he wakes up. Then they're going to go, yep, he's awake, high-five each other, move on to the next one.
Oh, boy. Advanced civilization, these ones.
What do you want? It's, not everything is our economy.
Your pulses and breathing are part of just our culture, Sam.
He said economy.
Yeah, it's their economy.
They sell zombies.
They're like...
The reanimated dead.
Well, it's not right to rob people, and they know this. So they have to reincarnate them or whatever, get the soul back in.
But they're not.
So that way they can be
doing
like
that.
$5.
We brought you back to life. I was napping, dumb fuck.
It doesn't matter.
Did
they
you
hold out their hand, and you have to give them beads or whatever.
Did
because
you
that's
bother to look if I was breathing? Oh, we never thought about that.
Or also, after they leave or whatever, and you start looking around and all your shit's gone.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this fucking asshole stole all my shit. And then the other guy's like, but they didn't kill you. Good point, Steve.
Because they thought I was already dead.
Yeah. Well, you call it what you want. They got a dog and pony show. They got a song and dance, whatever.
I think these tribal people are fucking morons.
Oh.
But
boo.
They can't tell when somebody's breathing. That's retarded. Anyways, so they have their fucking ritual and bring Guy Fawkes. What's his name? John Fawkes? John Hawkes.
John Hawkes.
And they bring him back to
They
life.
don't.
They're like, we did it.
They don't.
No, because he's not dead.
No, they don't even do that. They're doing their thing. And then Laura Linney and fucking Captain Monroe, Ernie Hudson, actually pick him up, drag him over to a rock, slap him around a little bit, and he wakes up.
So they
actually
perform the ritual.
Yeah.
So do they change the entire culture of this tribal thing?
No.
We don't do the bend down and shake dance anymore when somebody's dead. We pick them up and slap them around, and that's how we get the spirit back into the body.
I kind of thought that he wasn't real responsive until he saw Amy.
And
then he started screaming his fucking head off.
What's up, guys? Fucking gorilla! Wah! And he fucking shits his pants to death.
And he did shit his pants because you see the shit vein going through his forehead. You know where you're pushing a hard one out.
Can we get a coroner in here? Good. We need to know what's the cause of death.
Shitting your brains out.
I don't think that's a thing.
Scared shitless.
He dies.
Screamed to death.
He is screamed to death on his death certificate. Okay. Good one. So now that he's actually dead, do the tribal people try to wake him up again?
Oh no, they know he's dead. They're like, oh, that guy's
he's made it to
dead.
level 3 of death.
Yeah. There's levels.
This guy's soul has gone to Vegas.
Yeah.
We're not getting that one back.
You just hear the Mario Brothers theme song. Do 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 do.
Or
Yeah.
And then as everyone else is leaving, they're like, are you going to eat that? I just got to poop on it. We can wash it off.
yeah, of course I'm going to eat it.
I kind of think that they are cannibals, Sam, because none of the other dead dudes are there.
Well, if the soul is in Vegas, then the body is useless, so we might as well get some num-nums. He's not coming back for it. He doesn't want that body. He's banging hookers and playing slots.
Yeah, it's the Congo version of the Vegas buffet.
Yeah, eat him up. Yum. So they're like, okay, whatever. We're out. Bye. Bye, dead guy. Why did you die? Who cares? Let's go. They get on some rafts because they had those.
They had the shittiest blower upper in the world. It was like a vacuum cleaner, like one of those hand vacs.
Yeah.
But it blew up 3 giant rafts in no time flat. I don't think that's possible.
Ooh, where are these rafts?
They were in the, I don't know, magic.
Okay, so they're packing tents. They're packing air conditioners. They're packing all of Amy's crap.
Rafts.
Later we know that they're packing laser turrets and miniguns and now rafts and the compressors to blow them up. And
You got a lot of
Paddles.
I don't know. Okay. So they hit some rapids and they're like, cool. And Tim Curry explains the logic of Diamond City, that the lost city of Zinj is actually King Solomon's mines.
Yes.
Should we do it? Should we go into the dubious nature of this?
Yes, because I have even more dubious information for you later.
Isn't the King Solomon's mines is gold?
It's gold!
Because before Hertzberg, diamonds were essentially worthless.
They're worth nothing!
So, nice job.
Good job opening a book up one time.
Hey, they did get the color of the eye right. It was gold.
Also, I thought King Solomon's mines were like North Africa.
I
Like
don't
Egypt.
know.
Anyways, yeah, it's fucking dumb. King Solomon's mines. Are you kidding me? Just call it the lost city of Zinj. Let the viewer take whatever they want, whatever mystery. You can even call it Shangri-La, whatever the fuck, but not King Solomon's mines. Come on, that's dumb. So, hey,
Is that what it's called in the book?
King Solomon's mines? I don't know, Sam. You're the Congo expert.
Yeah, you read it.
I think there was some bullshit about King Solomon's mines in the book.
Yeah,
It's
all right.
been so long
It's
since
a
I
little
read this
too
book.
Dan Brownie for me. That's fucking dumb.
The mine aspect of it wasn't really a big deal. Like,
It's just it's a lost city where they had a bunch of diamonds. That's where they kept their diamonds or whatever.
Yeah.
Or just fucking whatever. Have it be rubies. Have it anything. Pirate treasure. Not diamonds. It's fucking stupid. Also, he explains his whole fucking thing that he found a ring on safari. Look at this ring. It's got the eye, and it matches the same drawing as Amy's things that she's making. Therefore, she has been to the lost city of Zinj. She knows where it's at. That's her home. That's why I'm along, because I found a fucking ring on safari.
I think he stole that shit.
I think he found it at a junk store.
I think that
wow, that's cool.
I think that it's implied that his last expedition there, 3 people died. What did they say? 3 people died of the elements
Malaria.
of exposure.
Yeah, malaria.
And 1 guy was shot. And Tim Curry goes, that guy committed suicide. So I think he wanted this
Syphilis.
guy's ring, and so he shot him in the head and took it.
But still, the connection between the ring and Amy and Lost City of Zinj, he doesn't have enough information. He is
Yeah.
making giant inferences.
I don't think he shoots the guy. I think he doesn't have the grapes for that. You can tell throughout this whole thing. He just there's no stones on this guy.
Yeah, no, he's a weenus. Anyways, cool. So they cross the lake at night. Hippo attack. Crazy.
Oh my God, this was one of my favorite scenes.
The hippo attack?
Yeah, because those hippos were awesome looking. And they came out of the water and they chomped those boats like nobody's business.
Yeah, but nobody dies.
It was like Hippo's jaws.
There's people in the water and the boats are just chewing on rafts. No, hippos are the most dangerous animals on the planet. 16 men died in that hippo attack, but nobody dies in the film. One guy gets like, oh, he's got his leg bit up, but he'll be all right. No!
They say that he wasn't all right.
No, you are fucking dead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if a hippo bites you in the leg, it just snaps it right in half.
It's gone. You have an X leg, and you are an X person. Call in the natives. Try to get your soul back. They can't. You've bled out and you're fucking
You
dead.
call in the natives. And they're like, oh, for hippos? Fuck you.
Fuck you!
What do you think our economy is based on? Stupid?
Well, those guys are based on explosions. They reach the volcano, and Amy points the way. Amy, Peter, that away. Along the way, she realizes that Jodan Baker has sent in another team because he, I guess, just went ahead and assumed that she's dead now.
Mm-hmm.
And so he sent in another plane that crashed along the slopes of the mountain that they're going to because of missile fire.
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett had a good run this time.
Yeah, he did not make it.
There's no survivors. But again, I'll save that for later.
I bet Jimmy Buffett survived. He jumped out of the
Yeah.
plane first, made it back. And
They don't even check the wreckage. They're just like, oh, everybody died.
he's
Bummer.
Well, what's that guy's name? Ed Harris?
Ed
Harris.
No, wait. His name is Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson.
Ed Harris.
Yeah,
I had
the
it
initials
written
are
down.
the same.
He goes and looks in the plane, and he's like,
Wait.
you don't want to look.
Oh, barely.
He's like, they're all dead.
Because he fucking checked the manifest and compared it to the bodies. No. He
You know
doesn't
what?
Shit.
They didn't even bother to try to loot that plane.
Nothing. It's so dumb.
That's why he says, don't look in there. You don't want to see that. I am going to steal all that shit later. All that shit is now mine. I know the kind of shit you've got air-conditioned tents. High-dollar items.
He's like, dibs.
Peter stares down a silverback. Ooh. And it just happens to be a silverback that will come back into play later. That's the only reason I bring it up. Because it's not that interesting a scene. But they stumble into Bruce Campbell's camp. Literally stumble. A guy trips over a tripwire and then dies from it.
Yeah, he's immediately dead, I guess.
'Cause he tripped.
Ah, the alarm killed him.
Scared the shit out of him again.
Yeah.
Seems to be a common theme in this
Number
movie.
one cause of death in the Congo, poop bands.
Yeah.
Yep.
They find the secret temple, the city of Zinj, and so everybody's nipples are hard. Let's get in
I
there.
keep saying that. It's gross.
Because when you get excited, that's what happens. I can't say everybody gets a boner because Laura Linney's there.
Ugh.
They find a Hershey's wrapper. Oh, man's been here. Let's get inside. So they go inside like a tomb thing. I don't know what the fuck this place is. And it's got hieroglyphics.
Yep.
Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Why not?
I can think of a couple reasons why not, Sam.
All right.
Because it's not in Egypt, and King Solomon wasn't fucking Egyptian. He was Israeli. So that's fucking dumb. Good job. Again, pick up a book one fucking time.
Well, also, I mean, if we're going to really get into it, these hieroglyphics are a warning to the apes.
That is true.
Oh, bad choice.
So the apes speak Egyptian?
They translate to "We are watching you, apes."
So
Always.
hang out,
Be
buddy.
Cool, it's stuff, buddy.
Don't.
The wheeze. They leave Grant Heslov, Amy, and some guards outside, and they find trouble. Inside, the rest of the team finds fucking lava. What's that? Oh, that's lava down there.
What's
yeah,
magma?
It's this is built on top of a fucking live volcano, so that was dumb.
It was.
They're dead.
Not a good foundation. The lava.
Nope.
I would try concrete instead.
Yeah. Deadly sulfur fumes.
And they find lava and a dead end. There's nowhere to go. But Grant Heslov comes running in. Ah, guys, get out of here. We got to get out of here. And he runs into fucking Dylan Walsh's arms and then dies.
I wrote down that Grant Heslov runs in dead. Because that's what he does. He runs in dead.
He dies
from running.
He's not injured enough to be die. He would have died from outside from his injuries if he was that injured.
Died from running.
Huh. Okay.
Maybe he was just really badly out of shape.
Yeah.
Had a heart attack.
Hold on, I need a minute.
My arm.
Gray gorilla attack. They come in. Fight. Shoot him.
Get your first real good look at it, and you go, that's not very big.
It's not very big.
That's not big and menace. That's...
At full height, how tall are these things? Like if they're standing on their two legs, beating their chest.
4 feet tall.
4 feet
Oh,
tall.
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, they're Kenny Baker size. Like R2-D2. Now, even the silverback, if he stands on his back legs, what's he at?
Justin.
5 feet tall, 180 pounds?
That wasn't a big... Silverbacks should weigh like 400 pounds.
400 pounds, 6.5 feet tall. Of arm tearing your off... what? Your arms being torn off, terror.
The trash cans are only so big, and they got them at bulk, so all monkeys are about the same size.
Yeah, it's fucking... These are not intimidating gorillas. They're not monkeys, Jackie. They're gorillas. Different. So they go outside. The entire team's dead. Got to lock and load. And then we're going to camp out for the night.
Well, yeah.
Here.
Right, you got to.
Here in this spot right here. And they totally go Predator out. They have got traps just around the camp. They've got a fucking laser grid and auto turrets and UV lights and thermal radiation or thermal recognition software.
We should mention that the laser grid isn't just a laser grid. It's like it'll cut you. It's laser grid.
It's laser fence.
Yeah, it's a laser fence. It's not a detection. It's a cut your shit in half.
Uh-huh.
Because they had those lasers already.
But
just not the ones that they needed.
It's really stupid.
Yep.
And then it becomes a goddamn war zone in there when the fucking gorillas attack. They're getting shot to shit. Ernie Hudson's out there with a fucking shotgun blowing fucking apes away. She's got a M60 lighting things on fire. There's just flares shooting over the camp at the gorillas for no reason. They're not missiles, like exploding missiles. They're just flares
getting shot at wherever. They shot at where it just cuts to her and she's just like mowing through the jungle with an M60. I'm like, Jesus Christ, lady, where did you come from?
You got an Indian guy with, not an Indian guy. You got Jesse Ventura out there with a fucking minigun.
Yeah.
He's blowing shit away and. Yep.
It's a war zone out there.
I was trying to think of more Predator jokes, but I ran out.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
That was very friendly. And then we can have a party.
Well, it's because I was doing the song.
Yeah. I don't think that was schwaz. That was the Euro motion. Uta, get to the time portal.
The time portal. Uta.
Thermal readings are negative. The gorillas have broken off their attack and gone back into wherever.
She says this. Did you notice that the computer doesn't turn on at all? And the tower that the computer was using fell over. She's like, yep, they're gone. Really? Fuck if I know. Shit doesn't work anymore.
The next morning, Amy has wandered off to friendly Gorilla Town, where she meets her boyfriend, who we saw earlier. And everybody else is like, well, we'll go inside the temple and scope around, see what's up. Maybe we can find Bruce Campbell and guys. We're running low on guys, but let's just assume that there's still a chance of Bruce Campbell and his team that have been here for like 2 weeks and nobody's heard of.
Yeah.
That they made it. That they're cool. They're just hanging out inside of the temple eating cookies. Probably okay.
I think they're going after Hergog or Herkamok too.
No, he's not inside the temple. He's outside in the camp. Why are
In
they
the
still
morning?
there? Yes.
Oh, in the morning, he's like, Amy's gone, and then Captain Monroe's like, so's Hergog, Herkamagok, and 3 of the porters.
Then bail. They're not going to make it. Do they have auto turrets and laser fences and UV lights and thermal detection? No, they don't have. They've got khakis.
Yep.
Well, I don't think they're going to make it. I think they're dead. Let's go home.
Oh, I think the porters didn't make off into the diamond mines. They just left.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting an early start. If you guys catch up, you guys catch up.
Cool. But this is a stupid exposition.
Yeah, we're gone.
We're out.
Don't pay people in advance.
And they learn via the hieroglyphics that King Solomon's people, or King Solomon himself, I don't know, bred these gorillas to be especially nasty.
Yep.
And to and train them to be their guardians of the diamond mine. But things got out of control, and they killed their masters.
They needed Donald Pleasance to explain this part. The servants turned on the masters. The only one that can save us now is Puma Man.
Puma Man. And this jacket. Oh my God! Could things get worse for these people? Volcano fucking eruption.
Yeah.
Because we need more drama here, guys.
Yeah.
Fucking volcano. They're inside the fucking volcano. And it's erupting. Huh. Okay. A guy gets squashed by some fucking falling debris. I thought that was pretty awesome. But it actually just bounces off of him because it's just rubber. It's awesome. Amy comes back because she sees the volcano. She's like, fuck, my friends. I must get in there. That's my Amy talk.
Oh.
Jackie, you want to translate my into actual Amy?
Peter. Face, elbow.
So they make it into the mines. Hey, holy shit. There's fucking diamonds laying all over the place. It's not a diamond mine. It's as if somebody
sprinkled some diamonds in some dirt.
Was carrying a box of diamonds out, but it was like a really shitty box and the bottom fell out and they just trailed diamonds in the dirt. That is not how diamonds grow, you stupid shitheads. Good God. A book one time. Not to mention these are fucking cut diamonds. Cut and polished.
Yeah, they look like crystals.
Because that's what they are, Sam. They didn't get actual diamonds for this movie. They got quartz crystals. Because we can't tell the fucking difference.
I bet they're sugar crystals.
Whatever. It's fucking dumb.
Dark crystal.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, it's not only the diamond mines, it's the gorilla homes. Because the gorillas are like those birds, like sparrows that live in the sides of mountains that just drill holes into the sides of them and...
Puffins?
Yeah, or whatever, like gorilla caves?
They were apartments.
Gorilla fucking apartments.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
The Gorilla Commons. That's across the street. Gorilla Gardens is next to it.
But there's
St.
a river
Gorilla's
of pee-pee.
Place. There's a pee-pee river as well. There is a clearly yellow stream running through this diamond mine.
It's the sewer.
Cave.
There's a lot of gorilla apartments.
Yeah. Dude, come on. I think you can cut that. Like, we don't need to deal with the pee-pee poo-poo. But anyways, yeah, they have sewer there. I wonder if they have a pool. But,
what do you think this is, the Four Seasons?
But
Tim Curry goes down. He picks up all the diamonds and I guess he gets killed by his own greed. The gorillas don't lie. Hey, you're taking our diamonds.
This is so funny, the Tim Curry getting, because he never fights back. He's trying to be as pleasant as possible.
Right.
While getting killed by these apes. Like,
Oh,
sorry.
These are your diamonds.
I'm sorry.
Here you go. Bonk. He gets hit in the ass.
They punch him in the butt first. Then they give him the leg sweep a couple times. And then after, I think, pulling his hand off, they decide to smash his head.
But it looks like these smashes are... His death it stinks.
This is where the MPAA gets involved in screwing up this movie somehow worse.
Oh, my God.
That the head smash was going to be too gruesome.
Right.
After they show... 10 minutes earlier, one of the apes throws a decapitated head and someone catches it.
Yeah.
But we have to draw the line here.
Tim Curry's head cannot be smashed. He was in
Rocky Horror
Rocky
Picture Show.
Horror Picture Show. Oof. Apes attack. Dr. Kara and Dr. Peter run off, and they find a diamond geode. Nope, not a fucking thing.
No.
I looked it up. Doesn't work. Diamonds are not fucking crystals, stupids. God damn it. Then they find dead Bruce Campbell on top of a pile of bones. Oh, yep, sure as shit, he didn't make it. Oh, man, if only he had some auto turrets. I should have known he didn't have any of those. There's no escape, nowhere to run to. There's gorillas fucking attacking everywhere. Their other guide goes down. Action guide guy. Dr. Kara's like, fight him off for 2 minutes. She picks up a big diamond and starts dicking with some stuff she's got in her backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Peter's grabbed by the gorillas and surrounded, and then fucking Amy comes in. She's like, Amy, fuck off.
Shoulder, face.
Ugly gorilla. Rawr. Now Amy's even smaller than these guys.
Yeah. They do themselves a large disservice because right now the gray gorillas are sort of scared of Amy.
Uh-huh.
But not 8 minutes earlier, they show a pile of bones and say, these are normal gorilla bones. The gray gorillas eat normal gorillas. So are they like just... They're not scared of her. They're like, well, who's going first to eat this dinner?
She makes shoulder, face noises.
Yeah.
We can't fuck with that.
Oh, no. Her... What?
Maybe in gorilla mind, shoulder, face means magic. Like, she's the Doctor Doom of gorillas.
Oh.
I don't know.
It was foretold in the hieroglyphics that a monkey would come. A gorilla would come.
The chosen one.
And it would have a backpack, a no fear backpack to be specific.
She's the David Blaine. No, just hold still. No, just hold it right there.
Shoulder, face. Then laser blasts.
That's when, because Laura Linney's as soccer mommed as she gets apparel wise during the sequence, because like she's wearing a hat and it doesn't fit on her head. She's got like some overshirt and like a camisole and tapered leg pleated Docker pants. And you're like, what the fuck? And she's like, I might look like a soccer mom, but fucking lasers!
Lasers! This is the moment of every movie where the producer is just like, man, this is what we've all been coming here for.
Yeah.
This is going to be so awesome. This is time to get these motherfucking snakes off of this motherfucking plane.
Yeah.
Boom. The audience is going to lose their shit. Laser City. And it is the dumbest thing that has ever happened. It is so stupid. She just starts mowing fucking gorillas down with a laser gun.
Just cutting them in half. They're flopping. Just pieces of ape everywhere.
Like,
I like the one who takes one in the shoulder and like grabs it like a bad cop show, like, "Arr!" and then falls over and dies.
This is basically the same thing as the end of Rambo 4. She's just on top of a fucking Jeep with a 50 cal mowing down Cambodian or Burmese bad guys.
Yeah. There's an army of gray gorillas. She's got a laser gun, and they have no fucking chance.
None. Mowed to shit. Turns out they didn't have a chance at all with or without her because mid-mowing down gorillas, holy shit, we forgot that there was a fucking volcano happening. here comes some lava. It floods the entire chamber that they're in, except for where they're standing. And they just like walk out a door. And the gorillas are just molten gorillas now.
They have choices, and they choose to jump into the lava.
They could either leave or lemmings themselves.
Everyone into the lava. Ah!
It was also foretold that when the red goo comes, we must become one with it.
They're like hot dogging too. They're like cannonballs and gainers. Fucking swan
I love
dive.
this part.
It is bonkers.
The first time I saw this part, I was like, why are they jumping in the lava?
What
is going on here?
Maybe, like, she lasered everybody that was cool, and so all that's left are, like, the not cool guys are like, well, we suck. How are we supposed to make it without any cool guys?
I don't know. Maybe they just were like, it looks better than the laser. Let's go.
Or we could just go outside.
I don't know. You can't go outside.
Okay, Gary, the gorilla, I'll jump after you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how it works. They work out a lot, right? So they can beat the hell out of people, but they're not good runners. So they're like, fuck it, we're not going to make it down the mountain.
They skipped leg day?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Hey, suiciding endangered gorillas. Everybody else gets out just fine, though. Just fine. Until the earth starts splitting up and Peter's like falling down. I'm going to go into the lava. And Amy saves him. And Laura Linney lasers a tree so that they can get rescued and cross over to their side.
Sure.
Why not? And the temple, it crumbles, and they then outrun a fucking volcano. There's no lava bombs. There's no flying debris. There's no pyroclastic cloud. There's no lava
ash.
moving
There's no ash.
faster than they can run. There's no ash, nothing. It is like a perfect sunny day outside, except for at the top of a volcano.
They also cover what seems to be about 30 miles and what took them a day and a half to get to the volcano in a matter of minutes.
Well, this time they're running. And they don't have all that equipment. That's the other thing.
They mean it now.
Yeah, they mean it.
They also invested in some of those roller shoes skates.
Ooh, yeah.
Show.
And they make it back to that crashed plane where they're like, hey, I know. We'll have SATCOM in there and a fucking balloon. So she calls Joe Don Baker. He's like, did you get the diamond? God damn it! She's like, I knew you only cared about that fucking diamond. You didn't care about Bruce Campbell at all.
Not one bit.
Suck this, corporate bastard. And she fucking lasers his satellite from the ground.
That was cool.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm glad she stuck it to the man.
She laser blasts a fucking satellite. It's a good shot. Peter and Amy say their goodbyes, and she goes and lives with the silverback and I guess gets boned and shit. And they fly away in a beautiful balloon.
Cue the slipstream ending.
Yeah. Up and away, my beautiful balloon. Oh, they also chuck the last laser diamond. So now there's no laser diamonds. Which means the only reason all those people died was to have a gorilla have sex with a silverback.
And for vengeance.
And vengeance. Wait, who's vengeance?
Laura Linney's.
Now she's unemployed.
But she got her vengeance.
I guess. All right. That's the end of the movie.
It is.
Pretty anticlimactic ending. Keep an eye out for us first, or do you guys have an immediate question that we need to address?
Let's do that. Keep an eyes out for.
Okay. Keep an eye out for, is this Ernie Hudson's magnum opus, as he declared that we revealed in our Prelude episode?
I thought he was better in Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay. All right.
He was just more funny in that one.
I thought he was better in Oz, for fuck's sake. Emmy award-winning HBO series Oz that he fucking was in. Maybe you should be like, oh yeah, Oz was fucking kind of a big deal. I am an asshole. Congo?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, all right.
Because I bet you had a lot of fun doing it.
Oh, I bet it was a fucking blast.
Even though it didn't turn out so good.
You've got basically a free trip to go on safari. You don't have to go none of this dangerous treks up mountains because it was all soundstage shit. So you're not in a nice air conditioned cooled area, and you get to go trek around Africa for about 2 weeks and film some B-roll and maybe see some lions and shit. I bet you it was a blast.
Yeah, and he gets to play the hero, which he never gets to do.
True.
So
Yep.
if I'm him, I say the same thing. Like, oh yeah, that thing's a fucking flaming turd. Did you see me in it? I'm awesome.
He was not awesome. He stinks on ice. I think that this was probably I think he misspoke that you're right, that this was his favorite role because he didn't have to work very hard, but his best role, definitely not. Favorite Joe Don Baker line? What's your favorite thing that Joe Don Baker says?
Well, what's done is done now. Can't change that.
That's a good one.
About his own fucking son.
Yes, correct.
My other favorite one was, I'll grieve later.
I'll agree. I'll be around.
Be upset later about the dead son thing.
Mine isn't said by Joe Don Baker on screen, but it had to have been said by him at some point when he changed the password to the secret room to Rudy. Change the password every 3 hours. What am I supposed to change it to? I don't know. Rudy. Okay.
Huh. Mine is God damn it. Because he says that when the satellite goes down, there's no reason to show him back in the booth, but there's just this like 6-frame shot of him going, God damn it! It's fucking out of place and ridiculous just to reinforce this character who has way too high of blood pressure and just had a fucking triple bypass. Least palpable moment. Now, we are excluding the lasers.
No, I said the least palatable element of the film. It's not a moment. It's like anything that you found to be the stupidest, and I just said like handicapping it. There's a monkey talk box and laser guns already out there.
Mm-hmm.
Those could be chosen, but they don't have to be.
Okay. Jackie, you want to start?
Yeah, I'm going with the really high inaccuracy for King Solomon's mines that were Egyptian and run by monkeys.
Pretty fucking dumb.
No, and not just any monkeys, bred and trained monkeys.
To be people killers.
I'm going to go with golems. Like, that's my precious. And he tries to kill every fucking hobbit that comes in.
Well, actually, you're right, but wrong. They're not golems. They're golems. They are the protectors. They're inanimate objects that have been magically turned into the protectors of a realm. They're golems. Golem.
Yeah.
They're fucking stupid. So that's a good one, Jackie.
So the crystal or the diamond that the final laser in the movie is taken from Bruce Campbell's hand.
Yes.
That's my biggest stupid of the whole movie is you see him eating a candy bar and then he gets killed.
Uh-huh.
So what happens next is they just scare him to death so that his eyes can be open and he can be white. They drag him on top of a pile of bones and then they put the perfect laser diamond inside of his hand.
As a memorial.
So that later his ex-fiancée can find it, bang against a rock, stick it in a laser gun, and fucking wreck all of their lives.
It's like what they said about Jim Morrison, if he actually is buried in that tomb, that he was maybe it's not Jim Morrison, maybe it was what's her name, the lady whose head came off in the car accident? James Manfield was buried in her Ferrari. Somebody was buried in a Ferrari at one point.
Sure.
And it's what that person cared about most. They worshipped it most. So the gorillas just think that, hey, this is going to be nice for him. When his soul leaves his body and gets lost and ends up in Vegas, he's going to have this big fucking diamond that he can take to the fucking cash register and be like, always bet on black, bitch.
Yeah, why not?
It's just a nice trip. very religious, these gorillas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual, you might say. Murderous, but spiritual. They're like Jim Jones of the gorillas.
Charlie Manson say.
Yeah. My least palatable moment is the entire fucking trip.
Sure.
Which leads me to my first question. Now, what I mean by the entire trip is not the entire plot of the film. It's just, how are we going to get to Amy's house? Well, let's take a fucking plane to Central Africa. Then we'll take a car to Tanzania. And then we'll take a fucking plane to a volcano. If everything goes correctly in their stupid TripAdvisor route that they've mapped out, what happens? Is there a fucking runway on top of the goddamn volcano? Or do they just, everybody bail anyways?
They'd have to bail over the volcano.
They would have to fucking bail over the volcano, which probably is going to end up with some of them going into the volcano.
Sure.
Whoops, I don't know how a fucking parachute works. I'm goddamn Tim Curry. Their entire plan is death.
Oh, yeah.
With three of them escaping in a balloon, I'd say that this thing went pretty goddamn well.
Oh, it goes as well as it can.
This is the stupidest fucking plan ever.
It's not a brains kind of operation.
It's not a brains kind of operation.
It's, I got funding to get all this cool shit, so I did.
It's loosey-goosey, the expedition to find a dead guy.
And a diamond.
And drop off a monkey. Which, again, even then, like, okay, Amy, here's where we think you're from. Punt. As they're flying over, she gets a fucking parachute and lands on the ground, and she goes about her business.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah. So the only person who can't trek in a non-stupid way is Tim Curry's character. He's the only one that needs all this stupid shit to happen to get to where he's going.
Yeah.
So that he can be turned into poop.
Sure.
Good one. Good story, guys. Thought this one out pretty good. All right. Anybody?
How long does Amy live post-credits?
Why? Well, I guess lava, because she lives on top of a fucking volcano.
Been raised in captivity. There's really no chance that she's going to survive in the wild. What do you think, 3-4 days?
I don't think that long. I think she gets turned into lava.
I think the apes realize that she's not really one of them and beat her to death in the next 20 seconds.
That's best case scenario.
Oh.
I think that whole family of gorillas is fucking dead meat from ash and fallout and the fucking decimation of their ecology from a fucking volcano. Jesus. Jackie?
I was going to say, I think she lives for the rest of her natural life.
Happy Amy.
Well, yeah, because gorillas, they take care of one another.
Ooh. They pick bugs off of their fur.
Yeah.
That'll save her life.
Well, they probably give her a banana and shit.
One banana.
Bananas. From Panama, all the way in Africa.
Yeah. Nah, she's dead. Jackie?
So speaking of Amy and her survival rates, what does the guy do now? What does Pete do?
Well, he's got the Nintendo Power Glove.
Yeah.
He is rich as fuck.
Huh. That's the same question that I have, is that, and I'll even expand it to, Captain Monroe got the 2 paying customers out, therefore he keeps his job. What do the other 2 do? So, Peter and Dr. Kara Ross.
And that's what I said too, because technically now she's a terrorist because she shot down the satellite.
Yes, she has used a weapon to commit international industrial sabotage? A weapon of mass destruction, I would say.
I don't think it's a weapon of mass destruction.
It blew up a fucking satellite!
Unless you're a massive apes, then it's fucking massive destruction.
Yeah, no, I think any country, say North Korea or Parmistan, would want to get their hands on this fucking space laser that can fucking blow up an entire satellite just by being like, I think it's up there. Beep, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
It's fucking Star Wars, Sam. She is an international terrorist for sure.
So I bet she felt pretty stupid about throwing out that diamond.
Ooh,
Now that she has to live on the run.
unemployed, and I'm probably going to be executed. Not good.
But-
I don't think that was any of these are good decisions.
No. However, there's only like a handful of people on Earth that can kill her, so.
That's true. Well, now that she doesn't have a laser gun, probably you could just push her out of the balloon. Take the
Yeah,
reward.
go ahead and try.
Yeah,
Try it.
Try it, Dylan Walsh.
Ah!
No, I think Dr. Peter's fine. I think she is a wanted fugitive. I think Ernie Hudson just goes back to being a tour guide.
Oh, yeah, he's got another job lined up right when they get back.
So that's the other question. What happens to Travelcom? They've lost satellite. She blew up one fucking. That's the only one they've got. They're a
Yep.
global satellite communication company, and they've got one fucking satellite.
Well, maybe that's just the main one. All the other ones are relays. Without that one, it's like the keystone.
Yep.
It's
they're
the mothership
fucked.
of
Yeah,
Independence
So,
Day.
John Doe Baker goes upstairs and
John Doe Baker.
goes upstairs and throws himself out of a window. And the company goes bankrupt. The end.
No, I think they've got other ones, and they're fine.
I think that there's another door because if you go back to the beginning of the movie, the first room is like the bridge of the Enterprise, only dark. And then you say Rudy, 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 and you go into another room that's a little bit smaller, but it's pretty much the same room.
Mm-hmm.
And so after she shoots the thing and the screen goes to static, the Joe Don Baker and the other guy look at each other, and then there's another door to a smaller room where the real secret shit is.
Right. And then in 3 years, Dish Network's like, boy, we need some fucking satellites. Why don't we call Travelcom?
Yeah.
And then Travelcom stock goes through the fucking roof, and because they're competing directly with Hughes Corporation at this point. And whoops, Joe Don Baker, I guess satellites were going to be a fucking big deal in 3 years, you moron. He's fired.
The third secret one was just the asparagus sculpture.
Oh, yeah, asparagus soldiers.
They went
always had that.
bankrupt.
Yeah.
They went bankrupt.
But they at least tried those. Given the opportunity, would Amy be a junkie?
like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
She's got an addictive personality. Likes those martinis. Has one a day. She'd probably drink the whole freaking bottle if he'd let her.
She would be. She's the most intelligent, burnt out gorilla of all time.
Yeah.
She'll do anything for a fix.
Eventually, she's gonna go into town though and beat the limbs off of somebody for a cigar. It's gonna be too much.
Yeah, no, Amy's got a problem.
Yeah. In fact, the end of Congo, the book, is Amy teaching sign language to the native apes. So the end of Congo, the book, is actually like the prequel to Planet of the Apes. Because after they learn language and organize, then they go into town for booze and smokes, and it becomes a war that they end up winning.
Yeah, because they don't have a concept of currency.
Sure.
Yeah, if only Peter had taught her economy instead of face, shoulder.
Yep.
No Planet of the Apes.
Shoulder, face, cigars and booze.
Mm-hmm.
Shoulder, face translates to blow up New York in the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, why
That's
not?
a stretch. You did it, you damn dirty apes. So final recommendations on Congo. Sam, let's start with you.
Well, it's like the fifth time I've seen it now, so I kind of have to say yes
Yep.
since I've watched it 5 fucking times.
Yeah, which would you compare this to a similar taste for you as, say, Vertical Limit?
Yeah, Vertical Limit I think is actually stupider than this movie. There's sort of, it's like this misplaced adventure that it's hard to put this with anything else because nothing else really screws up adventure as bad as this one does.
Right.
So it's kind of like its own little deal. It's kind of a standalone job, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Jackie?
I'm gonna give it a do. I thought that the trash cans looked pretty good. They were entertaining at least, and I just really super liked the hippo attack. I mean, that was just where it was at for me. Wish that would have been longer.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a do as well. I've seen this movie a bunch of times. Last time we watched it, we were fucking trashed, and we riffed it heavy. This time, I was a little bit more paying attention to it, which made it a little bit less fun for me. I think that this is not a movie that you should overanalyze. I think you should just watch it and enjoy it and be like, man, this is just fucking campy and stupid. And again, like what you said, there is like a high adventure feeling to it. It's almost Indiana Jonesy, but with one of the dumbest plots of all time.
Yeah.
And I think at the same time, I think like at points somebody recognized how stupid it was, and they kind of poke fun at it while they're making it. It's kind of similar to how Jurassic World handles its own stupidity. So I think it's a blast, and I would highly recommend Congo. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend Congo as a revisit. So get off your ass and watch it.
As you said, it is really fun to riff if you're not trying to pay attention like we were. I mean, you can really tear this thing apart.
Oh, yeah. Next up, Sam, it's your pick. You got one lined
I
up?
haven't decided yet, so no.
Good work.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see what it is next week. In the meantime, get to the chopper. Watch out for missiles.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.